Hi guys, you know, I'm a busy makeup artist. I'm always using my brushes and I've got hundreds of them. I've got over 200 brushes, so they do get dirty quickly. So these are from a job that I did and they need washing, and I'm going to show you a cheap way of washing lots of brushes for a really cheap and effective way, okay? Some of my brushes are, you know, 10 years old and they're still soft and lovely. So I've been doing this a long time and it definitely works. Okay, so we'll take this one. You can see it's got quite strong pigment on it from blush. So what I'm going to do is just run the tap, fill up the sink with some water. And it needs to be sort of tepid, not too hot and not too cold, okay? But it needs to be warm enough to get these strong pigments out. I use a lot of dark foundations and concealers on my clients, so, you know, as you can see, that is quite a dark tinge into the brush. So, what I've got is one of these handy little gadgets. Now, you can pick these up in any pound shop or even Wilkinson's. They're silicone mitts. They're actually used for scrubbing cellulite, but I use them for scrubbing my brushes. Now, I've seen these on the internet for $25, which is a heck of a lot of money just to wash brushes. And why would you want to spend that much? I'd rather spend money on nice brushes and cheap and effective cleaning equipment. So, what you've got is a double-sided mitt. This side, you can see very small little nodules for scrubbing skin, and then you've got the larger ones. So I suppose if you were using it for cellulite, it would be good for getting circulation going, but we're using it to clean our makeup brushes. So I take good old baby shampoo. You can use any brand of baby shampoo. Obviously it's going to be good for the brushes, it's not going to hurt them. Into the water, and then literally, look, I mean, how fabulous is that, okay? It just literally cleans them up. So you will just keep doing that until, you know, it starts running clear. And look, that's how pigmented my products are. I use a lot of professional makeup ranges, so they're very strong because they've got to stay on. So again, and if you're doing that by hand, you know, with just saving 6 brushes, you'd be there for ages because the pigments are so hard to come out. But look at that, it's getting there. So I'll keep on scrubbing. Once you've done it a few times, if there is still a little tiny bit of pigment on there, it's fine, because once it dries out, you know, it's not going to mar any new product. So just keep doing it a little at a time. This brush is a synthetic brush, so it can take quite a lot of, you know, going. But you can see it's a good quality brush, so it doesn't really shed any bristles. But that's a huge difference from the beginning. So I'll just literally rinse it. And what I do with all my brushes, and it's very important, you always squeeze them down. Okay, now look at that. How clean is that? And that is quick. And then I just leave them to dry flat once they're rinsed. You can, of course, once they're fully dry, spray them with a little bit of brush cleaner, some disinfectant and stuff to make sure they're thoroughly sterilised. Okay, so we're going to use this one. Again, this is a synthetic brush. So in with a little bit of water, and then give it a good scrub to get all the pigment out, and then squeeze. You can then, if it's still not coming out, you can actually use the small side, the small nodules, and not the large ones. And there you go. And as you can see as well, none of the bristles are coming out, you know. I'm not shedding anything. I will do a real hairbrush in a sec for you to see. You can also do those with your beauty blenders as well. You can use those as well on there, but with the beauty blenders, be a little bit careful not to be so rough, because they will start to get dented. You know, you might lose a little piece of the latex. So And there you have it. Look, another lovely sparkling clean brush. As I said, I've got lots of dirty brushes. This is what happens. And especially if I don't have an assistant helping me, I end up doing everything myself. This is one of my most favourite ever brushes. It's by a brand called Japanesque, and it's amazing. It's so clever. It's a double-sided brush. Okay, so I have my real hair fibre for, you know, powders and blushes and stuff like that. And then I have the synthetic brush. How cool is that? So we'll do that one. So it's synthetic and real hair. Again, I'll just tip it in a bit of water. As my water's getting a bit dirty, I will take it out. I'll let it drain. So wet my brush. Just, there you go. You see, it didn't even really look that dirty. But as soon as you start rubbing, you see all of the product that is deep down in the brush coming out. And this is why it's very, very, very important, either as a professional makeup artist or somebody who has lots of nice brushes, that you take care of them. We don't want to spread bacteria. We want to, you know, have nice, fresh, clean brushes all the time. So it is really important too. So that's the real hair side. And again, you can see I'm not losing any of the bristles. These brushes are very, very, very well made. Yeah. And I've had this one quite a few years now, at least 2 or 3. And as you can see, it's just really even got the writing on it still, because I try not to immerse my brushes in water. That is a really important thing. If you immerse your brushes in water, what will happen is here, which is called the bevel, it will become loose. That's why we always say dry your brushes flat. So we squeeze them out, make sure. And it's a lot less rinsing. I mean, for years before I discovered that system, I was washing my brushes out by hand and it was an absolute nightmare. So I'm going to do just a few more, just so you can see how easy it is to clear your brushes up. And I'll use different types of brushes. Those are face brushes, because obviously the face brushes are the ones that get the most pigments in them because of the foundations and concealers. Just rinse out the sink. Okay, so water in again, and you can rinse off your mitt so it's nice and clean. And I just love this. I think it's such a genius idea that I came up with, because I saw a branded product from the US and I thought, yeah, great idea, but why would I want to spend $25 on a cleaning product for makeup brushes when there's much more effective and cheaper ways? As I said, for me, I would rather spend a lot of money on a decent makeup brush than onto the actual cleansing mitt. And I figured, no, there's got to be a better way. So, you know, one day on my travels, I spotted this and I thought, genius. And if you want to as well, you can actually hold it. Oops, don't want them dropping in. You can actually hold it, so you know you've got a bit more tension. It depends on how dirty the brush is, but you can see all of that pigment's coming out, and we're going to be left with a really gorgeous, clean brush. It's got right down deep in there. It's got everything out. I've got some brushes that honestly, before I discovered that, I was there scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing for like 15 minutes. It used to be a nightmare. But now I actually enjoy cleaning my brushes. It's quite therapeutic. So quick. You can see no pigment, no product, nothing left on them. And there you have it. Just do one more that probably might have had, yep, I knew that was going to have eyebrow or something black on it. It's one of my brow brushes. So there you go. Hello. And again, lovely, lovely clean brush. And it's easy. So that's it. Nicely clean, fresh brushes. Let them air dry overnight or until whenever they are dry. I usually like to leave mine overnight. And then you've got fresh brushes for your kit in the morning. Thank you.